from their studio in Lance's living room.
1, 2, 3.
That was fucking trippy.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Talk radio.
5 long years he wore this watch up his ass.
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker. I'ma get medieval on your ass.
I'm gonna take a shit.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Welcome to Filmgoat.
Welcome to Filmgoat. Welcome to Filmgoat.
Welcome to Filmgoat. Royale
Hello, this is Filmgoat. It's December 1st, 2015. I'm Michael.
I'm Jason.
I'm David.
And as always, we're doing our weekly Oscar recap that we started in 1987 because that's when we started living. So the year we're on this week is 1994. So what were the nominees for Best Picture that year, David?
The nominees were Four Weddings and a Funeral, Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show, The Shawshank Redemption, and Forrest Gump.
Ooh.
Forrest Gump won, obviously.
Yes, it did. The Gump. No one could stop the Gump train.
Life is like a box of chocolate.
Run, Forrest.
You never know what. That movie is full of quotes involving shrimp and anything else through history. It's a good movie. I mean, it certainly captured the public zeitgeist of the time, and that's probably why it won.
I got shot in the buttocks. You want to see?
And he won Best Actor that year as well. Tom Hanks, of course,
Yes.
which goes in line with what we have been saying. Affliction, which he has. Therefore, he won.
Yep.
Allegedly.
It meets the criteria.
It does. For the early 90s Best Actor winners. Forrest Gump won. It's good. You know, it doesn't hold up as well. Like, because when you first watch it, you're like, oh, wow, this is cool. He's like going through history. He's literally
And he just
going
so
through
happened
history.
to be at all of those pivotal moments. Like, I love the one where he's the one who calls in the Watergate scandal. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite one.
And then he...
Someone left their light on.
Yeah, he just happens to call him. Like, he's just a charming fellow, and he's good at football. He's like a football star just because he won't stop running. And then he keeps running. And then, you know, that phrase, what, shit happens?
Yeah, he came
it's
up
like,
with
you
that.
just stepped in a big pile of shit. It happens. The guy's like, Jesus. And then, like, in that same scene, he, like, makes the smiley face dude because the dude, like, drops his shirt.
Yeah, he wipes off his face, yeah.
And it's just a perfect smiley face. Thank you, Forrest Gump. And then he, like, buys stock in Apple, some fruit company at the end, which that actually turned out to be a pretty good investment. Forrest Gump is probably really rich right now.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I saw a Bubba...
With the shrimp business. And
Yeah, I saw a Bubba Gump shrimp thing in Leicester Square in London. It's expanding. But that's a good movie. Lieutenant
Do
Dan.
you think it deserved to win out of those options?
Well, I think Shawshank Redemption and Pulp Fiction are superior films, personally.
Yeah.
The Shawshank Redemption, at least it was nominated. It didn't make barely anything at the box office. That was one of those movies, and that's around the time VHS kind of started coming out. Like in the late 80s, it would come out, but like movies would come out like a year afterwards, not even on video. And so people kind of started discovering the Shawshank Redemption on video. And then by the time 96 rolled around, you know, it's like a cult classic. Everyone's like, that should have won, but no one had seen it. A strangely life-affirming movie. You would not think so by watching like the first 2 hours of it. But man, Shawshank Redemption, really good. Morgan Freeman, continuing his Morgan Freeman roles, just being a, you know, wise.
Yeah. By the end, he's like all jaded. You know, they're asking him about the parole.
The only guilty
Yeah.
man in Shawshank.
You know, anytime he like tried to tell them what they wanted to hear, they would always reject his parole. And then when he
doesn't
finally
give
is
a
all jaded and is all real, and it's just like, look, I don't give a damn. Now take your little stamp and stamp your, you know, and he's just like, oh, wow, okay.
And they
You know,
let him
he's
go.
not going to get it. And then he does.
And then he finds Andy. Spoiler alert.
Andy Dufresne.
Crawled through 200 yards of God knows what else.
I
mean,
can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to.
Oh, yeah. Good. Like
Solid flick. Solid
I think
flick.
it's I like it a lot.
But more importantly,
Well, if Four Weddings or Four Funerals,
I'm not talking about Four Weddings and Funerals.
that movie is pretty good. So that
I'm
came out.
talking about Pulp Fiction.
Oh yes, that came out.
That, to me, that's really the one that sticks out on here.
One original screenplay.
As
yes,
it should have.
yes, it did.
It won.
It is,
I don't think it won anything else.
It didn't win anything else.
No.
It was nominated for like
Travolta
everything.
and Sammy were both nominated.
Who
I
did
think
win?
Uma Thurman was nominated
Sammy was nominated for supporting. Yeah,
for supporting.
and
Yeah.
Travolta
What?
for best actor. Obviously Tom Hanks won best actor. Martin Landau, Ed Wood,
Oh, the
Oh.
Tim
That's
Burton.
Yeah.
supporting actor.
Interesting. I didn't know that was nominated for anything. Samuel L. Jackson. I like how basically. Well, I suppose John Travolta is in the movie more than Samuel L. Jackson.
Sammy's only in one story.
Yeah. Yeah. Vincent
The
Vega.
Bonnie situation.
Yeah. Where now every movie ever, if someone ODs, they
Actually-
stab a thing of adrenaline into their heart because of that movie.
I think Vincent is in
Every
story.
single one, yeah.
He's in every story. So that would
And actually,
Butch gets him. Spoiler.
spoiler alert.
spoiler alert. What was I going to say? Daniel Day-Lewis was in line to play Vincent Vega.
Really?
Yeah. But he gave it to John Travolta.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad.
Yeah.
and then Lawrence Fishburne was,
Yeah,
Larry
was up to play
Larry Fishburne.
Jules.
Yeah,
So could you imagine Daniel Day-Lewis and Larry Fishburne fucking
Oh, no.
I eat your Royale with cheese. It would have been a different flick.
I drink
that's for
your
sure.
Sprite.
right?
I accidentally kill your man in the backseat. It would have been a different picture, but man, yeah, the casting in that movie on point.
Oh, excellent.
I mean, for
Eric Stoltz, just in that
yeah.
random role, but like he kills it. I totally buy it.
Christopher Walken, just in one scene,
Oh, yeah.
everyone
Walken.
remembers him. Yeah, he just has like a monologue that people perform to get into drama school all over the place now.
Ving Rhames
Oh yeah,
playing
Ving Rhames.
Steve Buscemi,
Marcellus.
come on.
Yeah, for
the,
one scene.
Oh yeah.
Buddy
Marcellus
Holly.
was.
yeah, Buddy Holly, yeah.
That
Which is funny because in Reservoir Dogs, he was the guy who wouldn't tip a waiter. And then he plays a waiter.
And he plays a waiter.
Oh yeah, and then he's not a very good one according to John Travolta. He's like, I'm surprised we even got our food. I don't think he's a good waiter. Whatever his name is, Bobby.
Buddy Holly.
Yeah, Buddy.
I think Buddy Holly.
There's two Marilyn Monroes. It's like, no, she's Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, clearly, like in this movie, clearly Quentin Tarantino enjoys old films.
Yeah, he's just kind of flexing his nerd muscles on a lot of this stuff.
I mean, he does that with every film, though.
Well, that's true.
But that was like when
I
it
think
really.
this was really more like it was a little more overt, probably.
Yeah, because Reservoir Dogs
Although,
was
you never
first,
know.
but Pulp Fiction, just went, above and beyond with, and it was not. It's not the first movie with a story told out of order, but it certainly influenced a lot of it. It
best
certainly
one.
did it well. Well, Memento
It certainly started a whole fucking trend of it.
Certainly.
That is certainly what it did.
and that's when in Quentin Tarantino's first few movies, there was always an actor who was kind of down on his luck that he put in his movies. And he always brought their career back. Like John Travolta
Revived
was like
careers. Yeah.
And it seems like, another reason I can't imagine Daniel Day-Lewis. There's a scene when he's dancing. I'm like, John Travolta, Grease, perfect for that little dance scene with Uma Thurman and whatnot when he takes her out.
Yeah.
Nice little scene.
It's a callback, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
I
you
do
used to
believe
do this. Now you're fat, but do it anyway.
And I also believe that entire scene was lifted from an earlier movie because he's, the movie nerd.
Paying homage.
Yeah. To some, I think it was a
Homage.
Japanese film.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's even one part in the movie when Uma Thurman ODs and John Travolta's like driving to the house and like the drug dealer is just sitting there watching an old movie. I like to think that is Quentin Tarantino. Someone's calling
eating the
phone.
cereal. Yeah.
He's like,
Fruit Brute.
Fruit Brute.
yeah, just the product placement. And I like how, John Travolta has are you on a cellular telephone? One of the lines in
Are
the
you
movie.
talking to me on a cellular?
I don't know you. I don't know you.
Yeah, like
Prank caller.
Yeah, it's like somehow it's on a cell phone. That means that, you can't trace it. These are the good old days. But at least he had one. I guess they've had those for a little bit.
Yeah, I like how Uma Thurman's character is just kind of stuck in the 80s. He's still banging, rails of coke, and then it's
God
like,
damn!
Vincent's going with the times. Early 90s heroin.
Yep.
And he's obviously in the movie they explain it too, but in the context, she's still her mistake. This is why you don't do coke.
So you
kids.
don't just snort bags of powder. You find.
And find in men's bed jackets.
The heroin thing. Thanks to Train Spotting, I know that heroin makes you constipated, and when you get off heroin, you are more likely to be in the restroom, which he is. Vincent Vega in his other scenes,
and he ends up getting killed because of it. Never thought of that.
Indirectly,
I
Uma
never
Thurman,
thought about that.
Yeah, because of the OD, probably freaked him the fuck out. So he quits Smack, and then he winds up in the getting shot because he had to use the restroom.
So I'm gonna take a shit
Instead of staying in the car, watching the place, he goes inside.
I think him.
Spoiler
Obviously,
alert.
you don't know what's happening in that scene. Like, it's not stated. But what I always thought was he and Marcellus were there waiting for Butch. Marcellus goes to go get them like breakfast or something, go get them some donuts and coffee, and leaves Vincent there, who's just like, he's probably not going to show up. He's not that stupid to come back to his apartment. So he decides to take a shit right at the moment Butch actually does come back. And
Butch finds his gun.
Yeah, and kills him.
While trying to make Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
And of course, when that happens,
The Pop-Tarts are actually the reason why he shoots.
Yeah, right?
basically. Yeah, and that's like definitely one of the first parts of the movie. You're like, wait a minute, how did John Travolta just get killed? And he like pops up again. That's you already can tell it's kind of out of order, but that's when like it really starts kind of going, oh, wait a minute, when is this all taking place in relevance to each other? It's pretty cool the way, and basically it ends where it starts in that diner. You know.
Yeah, and both of those. What is interesting about the first, you see that scene credits, and then all of what you see up until you see the title for Vincent Vega and Marcellus Wallace's wife. All of that is part of the Bonnie situation story, but you don't know that. It's like just grabbing you and drawing you in to the world.
It's a preview
to the world,
Yeah.
and then he starts off with the stories, and I just think it's phenomenal, like structured so well, and like you were saying, like it's not like stated, oh, this is going to be out of order. This is going to be told out of order. You just kind of have to piece it together and figure it out.
It has a perfect name too, just Pulp Fiction. It's supposed to be like those old pulp novels.
Yeah, exactly.
Just all these vignettes and all these stories.
Yeah, usually kind of with like noir kind of tone to it, where it's just kind of like usually very violent. Sometimes there's
some sexy.
And I don't think there was many movies at the time that used violence so comedically. I'm sure there might have been, but I mean,
Fargo maybe.
But that was after that.
Like, maybe a year or two.
Yeah,
I think
like
it's
the
2
part
years.
when what's his name's in the back of the car. They're just talking to him, and they accidentally shoot this guy. Like it's horrible.
Phil Lamar, man.
But it's hilarious. From
Apparently-
Mad TV.
Mad TV fame.
Yeah,
Apparently, that was his idea.
To get shot in the face.
I think I heard
yeah.
that too.
Because Tarantino originally had it where he got shot in the neck.
Oh,
and
yeah.
survived.
He said it would be funnier if it was more sudden like that.
Yeah.
Because he shot him in the neck, and then he shoots him in the head to like put him out of his misery.
Put him out of the misery. But it goes against the the character sort of making him like not so likable because they're just cold-hearted motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Even though they are cold-hearted.
Yeah, I mean, in the first scene,
but they're likable.
That's pretty bleak,
Yeah,
like
right.
just like, oh, let's put him out of his misery,
yeah, that wouldn't have been funny.
Well, we're coming up on the break, but before we go, let's get from everybody which vignette, which story did you appreciate the most? Is your favorite?
Well, I liked anything with Jules and Vincent. I think it's just because it sets the stage for the movie. And when I think about that movie, I just think of them like rolling around, having their conversations, accidentally killing people, shooting people really fast. I love that story.
Yeah.
The gold watch for me. I love Bruce Willis.
And Walken's intro.
Yeah, and Walken's involved in it, and Vin, the dynamic with Willis and Vin Rames is pretty good after the rape. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd probably say the Bonnie situation is mine too, just because of like it just has the iconic, what country are you from? That whole thing, like that just it's so good, but with which each of these stories, I would pick the Bonnie situation. But one thing about each of these, I'll say before we go, one thing about each of these stories is each of them involves redemption of some sort. Vincent Vega, and Marcellus Wallace's wife Mia. She snorts the heroin ODs, and he has to redeem himself. He has to go. He calls Lance, get the OD shot, because if he doesn't, she's gonna die, and he's gonna be a fucking grease spot, as he so eloquently put it. Gold Watch, Butch redeeming himself in the eyes of Marcellus, and the Bonnie situation, Jules redeeming himself in the eyes of God.
Yep, basically.
So to me, it's ultimately a movie about redemption. But yeah. That's it. We'll go out. We'll go out on that note.
Indeed.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Oogity boogity, we're back. This is Filmgoat. So, in a few episodes ago, and even in the last segment, we brought up some people that could be considered anti-heroes. People that you kind of root for, but aren't technically the best people in the world, but you kind of want things to turn out all right for them. So we kind of have a little list here of some of our favorites or notable anti-heroes. What's the first one off that list, Jason?
At the top of the list, seeing as it's been sort of the motif of this episode, we have Jules Winfield from Pulp Fiction, played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm.
Yes. So why would he be considered an anti-hero?
Because he is a
Gun
bad
for hire.
motherfucker, yeah. He's killing people,
yeah.
But then he wants to find redemption by
Walking
people
to
to
Earth.
live.
It's like literally everything he's doing in the movie is not really good. They're getting rid of body parts. They're shooting people. They're threatening people. But he's so charismatic. You like him. That's about it. It's not like he does anything. I mean, he stops a big kind of shootout at the end when he convinces those, robbers down.
Allows them to leave with everyone's money, though. Except for it. Well, no,
he gives them his money.
Yeah.
Just not the wallet.
Yeah.
That's my wallet.
It's my bad motherfucker.
It's actually it was Tarantino's wallet.
They didn't let him take the briefcase either. Whatever was in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marcellus Wallace's soul.
A light bulb.
Yeah, it was an orange light bulb. It was a good package.
I guess, yeah, because he, the anti-hero, the hero part of that comes in at the end where he's, doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah. Choosing not to take a life.
Like he's like, maybe this isn't for me. He does seem kind of exasperated at everything that has happened to them. It was certainly a day for him, an unusual one.
Yeah.
But, just before they even go into that first room and basically kill those people or, threaten the guys, they're like, let's get our game faces on. This is what normal people do. It kind of humanizes them. And that's what all the anti-heroes kind of have in common. There's something about them. So what else we got, Jason?
Another guy on the list would be Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver, played by Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
You talking to me?
Oh, you must be talking.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk in case anyone hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Scorsese
I thought
movie?
you were doing it.
No. That's the only part of the speech I remember.
Scorsese.
You talking to me?
One of
What did you say? You
Scorsese's-
talking to me?
Yeah, that was ad-libbed.
Well, I'm the only one here. You must be talking to me.
Yeah, he's a little.
Then who the fuck are you talking to?
Is he an anti-hero though? I mean, he seems just pretty bad.
Well, no, he's saving
Jodie
Foster
Oh, that's
at
right.
the end.
That's right. He does.
from Harvey Keitel,
That's
which was
right.
my segue.
Nice.
Very nice.
But yeah,
he's kind of harder to root for, but he does do something good at the end, which is true, even though he does.
who was the woman who played the blonde who worked for the campaign?
Oh no.
Oh, what was her name?
Guess we'll never know. She's not
Yeah,
an
I'm
anti-hero,
not too
though.
sure. Let me look her up.
Well,
Sybil? No.
while he's doing that, what else we got on the
Sybil.
list, Jason?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
Sidetrack.
Got a tight ship here, folks.
I know, right? We got Henry Hill from Goodfellas.
Jesus.
Yes. Kind of goes in the same thing with Jules, the aforementioned. He's a gangster, but he's a fun guy. You know, he always wanted to be a gangster. You follow him from a child, a little boy, and you know he gets himself into some bad situations. But you want him to get out of it, and he does kind of love his wife. I think he cheats on her a few times, but you know, she sticks with him.
Well, I think we're going to get away from these gangster things now.
Yeah, what else is
and,
on the list
We're
other
going to
than
go
gangsters?
with Michael Douglas from Falling Down, where he plays just a broken man.
And we've all had those days.
Who's fed up with people stopping serving breakfast at 10:30.
It's like you
which
really
apparently is no longer an issue.
Yeah, breakfast all day, folks.
I do
Some
not
of
want
it.
this to be a commercial for that.
This is
so
not. We're
I
not going to talk
apologize.
about any fast food.
It's banned. Fast food is banned.
This is not McDonald's goat.
I didn't mention it, Michael. You were the first one to mention it.
Yeah, I had to. I want a womlet. Isn't that the place he goes? He wants like a womlet or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
A womlet with cheese. Like, but sir, it's like we're done serving breakfast, but I would like some breakfast. We've all been there. We've all like that movie is basically they made it because it's like, haven't you ever just wanted to do this? And that's like the whole scene. It's just like basically a bunch of vignettes of like, this guy's not selling him something. This person's not giving him breakfast. He's stuck in traffic, you know, and he freaks out. And all of us want to do that. All of us just want to get out of the car in traffic and say, fuck it. I'm going this way. Pick up a baseball bat. That movie is cool because it's almost like a modern day Western. It's got Robert Duvall in it. That helps, you know, as the sheriff trying to get him. But yeah, it's like, because you sympathize with him because you kind of learn more about him as the movie goes on and how his life wasn't the best.
I
Well,
feel
he
like
seems
you
like
were-
he's an abusive dad.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like you sympathize him more early in the film, and then as the film goes on, you're like, wow, you're kind of mean.
I feel like the person you end up kind of identifying with is more of a Duvall's character because he's the one just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, as are you, the viewer. So
Yeah.
like you're just
I mean, Michael Douglas doesn't even technically have a name. Everyone just calls him Defense because that's his
how
license plate.
That's how he's credited in the film.
Yeah. So yeah, that one's kind of more of an anti-hero just because you kind of, it's almost like you're living vicariously through him. Yeah, but you know, and you kind of want him to get that womlet. But it's true. By the end of it, he is kind of bad. But you still don't want him. You do still kind of want the situation to be resolved somehow because it's like he wasn't the best, but you could see why he got there.
Well, yeah, because it's almost like, you know, it's not necessarily his fault, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just kind of the day in day out struggles that we all endure. You know, just
Good flick.
grinds him down until he can't take it anymore.
Yep. That LA traffic.
Yeah, dude. If that's one thing I learned about that movie, don't go to LA.
Another one.
Bring
on
a
the-
rocket launcher if you do.
Yeah, right. For any construction. Another one on the list is Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
That's a weird one.
It is a weird one.
Right?
Is he a hero? Do we root
He's
for
just
Patrick Bateman?
Crazy.
Yeah, you know, I
He's
don't necessarily consider him an anti-hero.
Yeah. He's doing bad stuff.
Then why is he on the list?
Exactly.
Just as
He's
a list.
bad. He played Batman in a different movie, but and then like all the crazy stuff he does is all like dream sequences, right? Basically,
I
Some
don't
of
know.
it-
And mass
you don't even
illusions.
know.
I don't think
hallucination.
it's really determined.
Hallucinant.
I think the part when he drops the chainsaw on the person
Hallucinations.
might be
God
fake.
You know, hallucinations.
I've been trying to say that word over here. Like 45 seconds.
Jason's hallucinating right now.
All right, well, let's go to the next.
Yeah,
next
so
person.
bad.
We got Lester Burnham from American Beauty.
Which is another weird one, but I think it qualifies.
Because he is kind of, you're rooting for things to turn out right for him, but one of the things that he wants is an underage girl, which is kind of weird.
Well, I don't think it's that weird. I mean,
Well,
how many like older men would want to be with younger women? I'm not saying like necessarily like
Yeah.
minors or anything like that, but like.
But he doesn't do it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's I think
Spoiler alert.
That's
He
part of the
doesn't do
point.
it.
He does touch her boobs, though.
But again, I mean, this is a movie that's being honest about being human. Like, it's not trying to dress us up. It's like, what do you think? Like, of course, like we have fantasies as humans. Like even women, like like and so like
I love Bennings say "fuck me, Your Majesty."
Yeah, and that's leading into that, saying so, showing that side of it too, and I don't know. I think a lot of people dislike that movie because it made them uncomfortable at how fucking honest it's being, about human nature and like how we are.
It just shows a normal.
I don't associate myself with people who dislike that movie, so
it's fantastic. I mean, I could see some people go, "It's pretentious bullshit."
Well,
he just watches a bag fly around for like 10 minutes.
We'll get more into it here in a couple weeks because it's coming up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's true.
We got like 2 episodes.
So what else? So what else is on the list?
So what else we got here? We got Seth Gecko from Dusk Till Dawn.
George Clooney's character, yeah, which is a good one because they start out, they kill the sheriff, that like shows up in a bunch of like the Tarantino movies, and
Quentin Tarantino's
Rodriguez
in the movie.
movies, Tarantino's fucking in the movie, and as Gecko's brother, who is actually pretty fucked up.
Oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino is always kind of a fucked up character,
and I think it becomes clear that's where Seth Gecko is an anti-hero, is how he reacts to his brother. What he did to that woman in the motel room. Anyway. The whole thing with the vampires,
that makes it vampires. Yeah.
Juliette Lewis
saves the day.
That's the girl, right? Oh, and Harvey Keitel too.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel.
With
Lord have mercy.
I like that steak gun they had. The thing is pretty good. Talk about a movie that really, if you don't know anything about it, well, we already said it, but a bunch of fucking vampires show up halfway through the movie. That's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
Certainly.
Basically, these bank
saw the
robbers cross into Mexico and stop at this like Mexican roadhouse.
It's literally like 2 different movies.
Yeah, and then all the people at the roadhouse apparently are vampires, and
led by Salma Hayek, Queen Vampire.
Yeah. But he's definitely they're robbers and stuff, and they're just trying to get away with like a robbery, and then vampires show up. So he has heroic tendencies. He saves all of them.
Yeah.
Who else is on the list?
Hold on. We'll find out.
You feel like a list, there would just be something right under it.
The list disappeared.
Oh, Schindler's List.
Right.
We already we came up with this
good
idea.
Thing I have a copy of the list in front of me too.
Lord have mercy. Yeah.
I'd say the next person on the list I have here is Colin Sullivan, Matt Damon's character from The Departed.
And I don't consider him an anti-hero either, because I think he's just kind of a bad guy.
Well, okay. Now, I think there's a kind of anti-hero that's kind of like hero and like only like what's the movie where the bad, it's like the superhero, in the movie is actually the bad guy. Was it Megamind or something like that? Anyway, whatever. Anyway, point being, like they're hero in name only. Like they're perceived as a hero in the world. And he's a cop. He's perceived as being good, but he's really not. And I think that's the.
And he probably has to arrest people and do actual cop stuff.
Yeah.
But his main motive is he's a rat. He's a cheese-eating rat.
Well, we're coming up on the end of the show, so before we go out, how about we talk about which one of these anti-heroes would be our favorite?
What else was on the list? Why don't we just read the rest off that we had real quick?
There wasn't too much left. Well, let's see. Bill Munny, Clint Eastwood from Unforgiven, Tyler Durden, Brad Pitt's character from Fight Club, Bonnie and Clyde.
Classic.
It's a classic duo. That's 2 of them right there. So
Michael Corleone,
from The Godfather.
And the one that brought this up, even in one of our last episodes, was Anton Chigurh. Could consider him one, right?
Maybe. He's more.
No, we brought him up because he's the bad guy one. Yeah, he's bad. Never mind, he's not anti-hero.
One that we did bring up was Mel Gibson from Payback.
Yes, and he's on the list. So how about we go through and select? I
don't know what my favorite anti-hero would be. Honestly, it would probably be like Clint Eastwood. Like that's literally the archetype of what an anti-hero should be in Unforgiven.
I think I'm going to go with my Mel Gibson Payback. Yeah, there we go.
Nice. That's tough. I mean, I'll go with Jules.
Yeah, I wanted to leave. I left Pulp Fiction to you.
Yeah. We'll take Jules.
So we got Mel Gibson, Clint Eastwood, and Samuel Jackson. I'd watch a movie with those guys.
Well, that's it, guys.
Yep. See you next week.
Have a good one.